Do you like compressors? Do you like heavy compressors on drums? Do you like 80s drum sounds? Then I have a must-have plugin for you. I dropped everything I'm doing to report on this new plugin right away. This will be a quick and dirty review of the new SSL LMC Plus plugin. I've been waiting for almost 10 years now for SSL to update their Listen mic compressor that they quietly released back in 2006. They suddenly killed support for it way back before the transition to 64-bit systems, so I haven't been able to run this for years. It used to be my default parallel drum bus compressor, so I'm thrilled to have it back. Now, what's so great about this plugin? It's based off the compressor installed in the talkback microphone path on an SSL console to prevent any overloads when bands were yelling at the engineer through the console window. One day, the legendary producer Hugh Padgham left the microphone on while Phil Collins was warming up for a take on Peter Gabriel's 1980 album. And when Phil started playing, he stopped dead in his tracks. It sounded so massive because the compressor was still on. Then he got his assistant to wire the Listen mic compressor back into a channel strip so he could record it and blend the intensely crushed signal back in with the kit. This technique was then used on In the Air Tonight, arguably the most famous drum sound of all time. So let's see what the new SSL LMC Plus is like. The beauty of the LMC Plus is that it's a dead simple plugin. Like the original hardware, it has fixed attack and release, and then basically a less or more dial. Now this one actually adds a lot more features than the 2006 plugin, including high and low pass filters, external sidechain input, dry and wet mix, auto gain compensation, plus two curious new features: a scoop that inverts the phase of the wet signal, and split, which removes the dry signal from the path. Intriguing, let's have a listen. I have a nice little 80s inspired mix here, so let's see if we can make it even more 80s. So I have the drum kit broken out into its own channels, then I'm busing them to a group channel. Now to add some grit and energy, I'll send some of the dry instruments to a new comp drums or compressed drums channel. I'll crush this channel hard, then blend it back in with the dry drums, also known as parallel or New York compression. And this is where Listen Mic Compressor Plus shines. So I'll send my kick, snare, and toms to my comp drums group. So right now I just have a dry signal. Let's insert Listen mic compressor. Oh yes. Listen to how wonderfully round and gritty that kick drum has become. I can tell right away why this would have caught the engineer's attention if this came up by accident. Let's turn up the amount and see what happens. Oh yes. Turn up those hats a bit. Yeah, I'm starting to hear the hi-hats get ducked by the kick and snare now. That's exactly what I want. More excitement. And that snare is getting really angry. So now I can blend this back in with a dry kit. I'm going to zero this. Let's go back to our full kit mix. So I'm going to turn this up and blend this back in. Nice. Now let's hear it in the mix. So I'd say these went from dry and polite to wet and wild. I love how this sounds. I think you can see why this was the default choice for thickening drums in the 80s. And I just want to say I love that they included automatic gain compensation as an option. This should be the standard on all plugins. So now, just to top things off, let's add a gated reverb to the kick and snare, and the toms too. They need some 80s love as well. Oh yeah. I think this is the greatest drum sound ever made. Let's bypass comp drums here one more time. That gate reverb just sounds sad and disconnected without the wonderful glue of the LMC. Check it in the mix. Nice. So if you want to tighten the LMC sound a bit, another trick they did in the 80s was to gate the LMC channel. You can also use a transient designer to turn down the release times without as many artifacts as a gate. Let's check that out. Check it out with the kick. Bypass the transient designer. So there you have it. I wanted to make a quick and dirty video just to show you why I'm so excited about the LMC Plus. I'm not going to cover the other features as I'll probably only use this plugin in its default settings, and they're explained really clearly in the SSL manual. The LMC Plus is on sale right now for a mere $29 US, so I would grab this right away if you're looking for that 80s authenticity or just a fan of tough compression on your drums. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe and hit that bell. Until next time, mix well.